Hey there, fellow classic comic collectors. As always, I'm Scott Harris King, and today I'm going to have a short little video in my Complete Run Madness series. I'm going to show two different complete runs from the same madcap genius mind, the legendary Joe Simon. Yes, no, it's not Captain America Comics. It's not that. No. It's not Young Romance either. It's not none of those things. It's Strange Sports Stories. And Champion Sports. Yes, there's nothing I like more than 1970s DC Joe Simon books, man. Nothing lights my Christmas tree up like these books from Joe Simon. I love everything he did in the 70s for DC. It's so wackadoodle. Prez, absolutely fantastic comic. And so I had to get these Joe Simon edited books, and I'm going to show them off here. Strange Sports Stories ran 6 issues, Champion Sports only 3, and then I have a couple odds and ends as well. Real quick before I get into that, I just want to mention, as you know, my Kickstarter for Cthulhu vs. Uncle Sam #2, currently still live. That's running through Cyber Monday. That's Monday the 28th. I'll have the link down below. I'm just mentioning this because over the next couple weeks, we're going to be having some more videos about that. I'm still going to be doing as many of the regular videos as I usually do. But in between, we're going to have a number of bonus videos about making the comics. I'm going to have an interview with the creator of Miskatonic High, Mike Shea, coming up next week. And I've also got coming in sometime in the next week or so the proof copy of the Crimebuster 80th anniversary special 100-page giant, my last Kickstarter. So I'll be doing a video to unbox that and show that off. So got a lot of comic creating stuff coming up. I just want to let you know I'm gonna try and do as much of the regular back issue stuff as I usually do. But you're gonna see more videos from me talking about my comics. So anyway, that out of the way. Actually, I'm going to do this in reverse order. Before I get to the actual Strange Sports Stories, I do want to show you a couple of these. Now, these are also from the 70s. And we'll start with DC Special Presents The Strangest Sports Stories Ever Told. Now, these are collections of stories that appeared in DC's sci-fi magazines back in the 50s and 60s. So books like Strange Adventures would have these wacky sports stories from time to time. They'd come up with these crazy cover ideas like, it's a gorilla sliding into home plate. How did that happen? Or, the gigantic aliens are playing pool with the planets in our solar system. And so they do those crazy stories. And so in the 70s, they put out multiple collections of reprinting these stories from the previous era. So this one says, who was the mysterious World Series team that couldn't be seen? Look, he's invisible. I mean, you can see him because he's wearing a uniform. Which planet will win the Olympics of the future? What was the secret of the Phantom Prize Fighter? You can see his hands going right through him. That's cheating, I think. How and where will championship golf be played in the 24th century? So this is DC Special Presents #9, right? So that apparently did pretty well because they also came back to it again here with issue 13. It's the strangest sports stories ever told. This time around we have thrill to the most popular sport of the 22nd century, Spaceball. Imagine tuning in a game anywhere in the universe, and suddenly, you are playing it. That's actually not that fantastic an idea right now. I mean, that seems like something that is going to be possible very shortly. What was the sensational secret of the horse who couldn't lose a race? How could anyone today predict the Olympic game winners in 3052 AD? Plus, the super athlete from Earth and fisherman of space. So yeah, we got those. So the sports stuff was kind of there's a couple others as well. The sports stuff was kind of a thing at the time during the 70s, and so we get again Joe Simon, editor Joe Simon, putting on his hat here with strange sports stories, and it's more of those sort of things, but with a little bit more of a 70s wackadoodle twist. Here's issue 1. Why did the Devil challenge a World Series team to a game of baseball? What was the secret of the odd little man who always bowled perfect 300 games? I think he's a leprechaun. I think that's the answer. All right, here's issue 2. How did a dinosaur get to run in a modern-day horse race? Why did a karate match start on Earth and shift to the moon? Who had to play a tennis game with a live grenade? I don't see how any kid could read these and not desperately need to buy the comic to answer it, which is a classic DC, again, these 50s, 60s covers. That was a classic thing where they wanted to ask questions that you had to answer. I'm not sure that the covers are doing the series any kind of favors. In general, these kind of covers, I think, just don't do well. They're just not very interesting. But they're going to stick with us for the entire run. Both titles, actually. Issue 3. How did a football game turn into a nightmare? See, because it's a night. Who was the amazing athlete who pole vaulted over the earth? This copy is pretty bad. It's water damaged and it's pretty grody. I should get a new copy of this. Issue 4. Two stories here. Here's issue 4. Let's take a look at split cover. Why did the fate of the world depend on a faceless team winning a basketball game? Who was the prize fighter with a weight problem on his hands? Literally, a weight problem on his hands. Issue 5. What was the sinister secret of the goalie who wore a hockey mask of death? The DC Horror in the 70s did enjoy their hockey covers as well. How can a sheriff ski across space to get his man? And finally, I might be the only person in existence that owns this or something like it. So you're going to see something here that I don't think you're going to see anywhere else. Yes, it's an autographed copy of Strange Sports Stories number 6, which I had signed by Marty Pasco. Don't think there's too many of these bouncing around. Jealous? What is the sinister secret of the monster in hole 18? And the little other one says, Extra, the Great Cross-Country Cloud Race. So that was it for this series, 6 issues. Now, at the same time, he also did a second series. And this one only lasted 3 issues. Champion Sports, the kid who beat the Oakland A's, the Little Racer, and the First Hurdle. All right, I didn't check any of the credits on this, but issue 2, to me, looks like it might be a Grandinetti cover, because Grandinetti did a lot of work with Simon in the 70s, and it's just got a certain look to the art and to the design of the logos and stuff that reminds me of Grandinetti. So this is kind of a cool cover. I like this one. The Animal, Enchanted Bat, and Street Fighter. I think for me, this is the best of the covers. The one with the knight playing football was pretty cool too. But this one I think is my favorite of all of these. Power, skill, and raw courage in today's arenas of violence. That's the tagline. For issue 1, it was join the winning team. This tagline is a little less, but issue 3's tagline says, fighting, racing, outwitting the foe. Winning is everything. Champion Sports, number 3. And this has what I think of as a Joe Simon font. There's certain fonts that he used on his covers, including some of the romance comics that he edited during this time period, have a very specific look and font to them. And again, I haven't checked to see who did this, but it might be Grandinetti again. There's just something about the and I might be completely wrong, but there's something about like the logos and stuff. This is Jack the Giant's Killer. A giant with, and this actually has like text blurbs as well as the images. So it says a giant with upraised hands to block the ball. And then there's the saga of Wide Bill Hickok. Got to learn to stay inside this circle. Top of body straight, bottom crouched, glide across the ring and push. Seems to be a shot put. Horse story now, boy. He thundered into the trap. Yeah, so that's all 3 issues. So 2 complete runs for you there. And then finally, I did want to show off this, which is probably the most famous and most interesting of all of these to everybody. It's not a Joe Simon book, but it is Strange. DC Superstars Giant number 10 presents Strange Sports Stories. And this is the one where the superheroes of the DC Universe play a game of baseball against the villains of the DC Universe. And one of the most fun things about this is there's actually a play-by-play of the entire game, including a box score. So here's the box score for the Heroes versus Villains baseball game. The final score of the game was 21-17. I mean, they are superpowered, so I guess it makes sense that they're scoring a lot of runs. Superheroes 21, supervillains 17. Okay, and so we got Wonder Woman is in the leadoff spot, and she went 2 for 6 with 1 run scored. Then Robin batting second. It's kind of weird. Wonder Woman is the second baseman on the team, and Robin is the left fielder. So Robin also went 2 for 6, but he had an RBI and 3 runs scored. Kid Flash, Wally West, 2 for 5, 2 runs scored. You would expect someone with super speed to do better than that. Batman, because he's Batman, he's batting cleanup, and he went 5 for 5 with 2 RBIs. So Green Arrow, 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs and a run scored. Huntress, 1 for 4, 1 run, 1 RBI. Plastic Man, 1 for 5. No runs, no RBIs. Black Canary batting in the 8th spot, 3 for 5 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. And then Superman is the pitcher, and somehow Superman only goes 2 for 4. So Batman's 5 for 5. Superman only 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Meanwhile, on the villain side, the heavy hitter on their side is actually batting 9th for some reason. It's Sportsmaster. So you'd expect Sportsmaster to be really good at this. 3 for 4, 5 RBIs, 2 runs scored. I'm trying to see if anyone... So home runs, Black Canary, the Tattooed Man, and Sportsmaster hit 2 home runs in the game. We got Heroes left 12 on base. Let's see, doubles, Wonder Woman, Robin, Kid Flash, Green Arrow, Huntress, Black Canary with 2 doubles. Dr. Polaris, Felix Faust, Luther, Kronos had 2 doubles, and Sportsmaster with a double, and Dr. Polaris had a triple. But yeah, so Black Canary actually, again, she went 3 for 5, but that was 2 doubles and a home run. So that's not bad. Superman, not the best pitching performance. You would expect Superman to be a pretty good pitcher. Not quite. 9 innings pitched, 10 earned runs with 6 strikeouts. Sportsmaster also pitched a complete game, 9 runs, gave up 11 earned runs, walked 4, but it had 8 strikeouts. Attendance 66,581. 3 hours and 22 minutes. Now, you just imagine how long that would take in today's baseball if the teams combined for 38 runs. We're talking, that's a 5.5 hour game right there. But there's, again, that's just the box score, but there's a full play-by-play, so you get all the hits, all the action, all the runs scored. So anyway, definitely if you're a baseball fan or you just like goofy comics, this is one that I think everyone should get. So that's it for this time, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Thanks for watching.